Hello there, adventurers. Today we're going to talk about vehicle-based adventure, also known as overlanding. So you're going to need a vehicle and some sort of shelter, but it don't have to be extravagant. It can be a stock pickup and it's truck bed. So overlanding is off-pavement travel with dispersed camping. But can you do this in Pennsylvania? Why, sure. There are 20 state forests for off-pavement travel, and 18 of those offer dispersed camping. Most people will do this with a truck or SUV, but you can even do it with a sedan or an old station wagon. So many get caught up in rooftop tents and gear hanging off racks, but just like the vehicles, the shelter can be whatever you already have. A small tent, or a huge tent. Even a hammock. Some sites even have their own shelter. Or you can do a cabin or a hotel, or go that overland route. You'll just need to get a campsite for whatever setup you go with. And back to off-pavement travel could be a simple forest road you can go down with that sedan, or a drivable trail where you will need high clearance, and maybe even you might actually put it in four-wheel drive. For those of you that like your campsite off the road, 0.13 miles, Sidling Hill, 004. So usually, this is about all the further off campsites are. But this one, it goes back in a little bit. And back to that dispersed camping. Some people call it boondocking. Some people call it primitive camping. But the truth of the matter is, in Pennsylvania, it's motorized camping. Motorized camping is overnight camping in or near a vehicle, where the vehicle is used for storage or transportation. These sites need to be reserved, and you must camp at a designated campsite. They are reserved the same way you would reserve at a state park campground or a cabin at reserveamerica.com. It's so far back in, all that, they gave you a second marker. Currently only has a fire pit, no picnic table, but I'm sure the picnic table is on the way. So that is a pretty big site. Get the old trail well turned around here. Oh wait, it might even be able to, well, holy cow, the trail well was able to turn around in it without backing up. One of these days I'll become a better cameraman, but thanks for staying along, enjoying the ride. Another motorized campsite for this thing called overlanding, just down the road from two rather spectacular drivable trails, especially if you're here in the rain. And if you're here in the snow, well, you're really going to find out if your 4x4 can go. And speaking of those drivable trails, you're going to need to know how to find them or avoid them. The best way to do that is with Purple Lizard maps, but they don't always cover every forest, so you'll need a DCNR map, or go digital with an app like OnX Off-Road. And now to the food part. It really can be as simple as a cooler and a sandwich and a bag of chips. Or do the overland thing and indulge yourself in local culture by going to a restaurant. That doesn't get much simpler than that, and these are two highly recommended places when you're heading to Buchanan. And now on to the fuel part. We did 303 miles on this trip. You need to know what your vehicle can do for that. You need to know if you have enough gas and how much that's going to cost you. It's probably the most expensive part of vehicle-based adventure, but once you get it figured out, it's money well spent. So that's vehicle-based adventure in a nutshell. I'm sure I missed some things and I didn't go into great detail, but that might be for another video. So subscribe. I do plan to do a few part series on the adventure that we just did in Buchanan. And please leave me a comment. Let me know if you got any questions. Or tell me you can't overland in PA. Thanks for watching. Hope to catch you in the forest.